We've all heard about the glory of ancient Rome, the Renaissance, the Industrial Revolution. But there's one era that shaped the modern world more than most people realize, and yet it's rarely discussed. An era of radical change, global connection, and human brilliance that most of us skip over in school. Today, we're diving deep into the most underrated era in history, and by the end, you might just agree it deserves a whole lot more credit. When we say underrated, we don't just mean forgotten. We mean underappreciated, often overshadowed by wars, emperors, or revolutions. Sometimes these periods are seen as quiet or transitional, but they quietly built the foundations for modern science, global trade, and the ideas we take for granted today. So, which era are we talking about? Welcome to the Islamic Golden Age, a time when the heart of the world's knowledge wasn't in Europe, but in Baghdad. This was an era when Muslim scholars preserved and translated ancient Greek texts, invented algebra, advanced medicine, and developed early theories of optics, chemistry, and astronomy. The House of Wisdom in Baghdad? Think of it like the world's first research institute. Scholars like Al-Khwarizmi, whose name gave us the word algorithm, literally laid the groundwork for computer science. Physicians like Ibn Sina wrote encyclopedias used for centuries in Europe. All of this was happening while Europe was in the early Middle Ages, often called the Dark Ages. So why don't we hear more about it? The Islamic Golden Age doesn't fit neatly into most Western history textbooks. It's often brushed aside as a religious period, when in reality, it was a fusion of cultures, sciences, and ideas from across Africa, Asia, and the Mediterranean. Colonial narratives also contributed to minimizing these contributions in favor of European-centered stories. But now, historians are re-evaluating just how global and collaborative history really was. The tools we use, the math we depend on, even the scientific method itself, all trace roots back to this era. When the Renaissance happened, it was built on knowledge passed through Islamic scholars, not from a vacuum. This period quietly connected the ancient world to the modern one, through trade, science, medicine, and philosophy. And yet, we don't give it a fraction of the recognition. In a time when we're more connected than ever, the Islamic Golden Age reminds us that innovation thrives on diversity, learning, and exchange. If we want to build a better future, we need to understand who actually built the foundations of our past. This wasn't just a golden age. It was a global age of progress that deserves its place in every classroom and conversation. So, was this the most underrated era in history? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let us know what other forgotten chapters of history we should explore. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more hidden history every week. And remember, history isn't what's written. It's what we remember.